most important stories of I called it most insane stories because they're all insane, but most important stories. The bank collapses and U.S. government bailouts. Do you even remember these happened this past year? The bank collapse. 4 U.S. banks crashed in 2 months in 2023. And according to the New York Times, the 3 failed banks this year were bigger than the 25 bank collapses in 2008. These were the biggest bank collapses when added up since the Great Depression. And other than like the week it was happening, it has gotten very little coverage. 4 U.S. banks with immense amounts of money collapsed. American Banker wrote, dramatic collapses made 2023 the biggest year ever for bank failures. UBS was also bought by Credit Suisse acquisition. Credit Suisse bought them. Sorry, UBS bought or acquired Credit Suisse because Credit Suisse was collapsing. And then, of course, when you have bank failures, you have bailouts because we're not going to let the rich lose their money. That would scare the rich away from the United States. So the U.S. government bailout of Silicon Valley Bank, Silicon Valley, not Silicon, but I'm sure there's a lot of silicone involved. Silicon Valley Bank and others is a $300 billion gift to rich oligarchs. The U.S. Federal Reserve printed $300 billion in a week. Remember how I said the U.S. can just print money, can just push a button, boop, and make billions of dollars? Well, they printed $300 billion in a week to save collapsing banks and bail out Silicon Valley oligarchs. 93% of Silicon Valley Bank's depositions were uninsured over the FDIC limit of $250,000. Okay, so some of you may not even know this because I don't know that it's even common knowledge. When you put your money in a bank, as long as you have less than $250,000, $250,000, which most people have less than that amount. So was it 62% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck? 62% now, paycheck to paycheck. So if you have less than $250,000 in the bank, you are insured if that bank collapses. It will not impact you. The U.S. government will say, you had $100,000 in this bank, here it is. That is the idea. But beyond that amount, the idea is you have a lot of money, we don't need to insure you. And the U.S. government is supposed to not bail out over $250,000. But the U.S. government decided, you know what? Let's pay them anyway because they're rich people. And we like rich people because we're the rich people, because we're all the oligarchy, right? 56% of Silicon Valley Bank's loans went to venture capitalists and private equity firms, some of the richest entities in the world. And they were still given their money from the bank. Before it collapsed and its billionaire depositors were bailed out by the U.S. government, Silicon Valley Bank successfully lobbied Congress to remove regulations on it. There are regulations on how much a bank can gamble of their depositors' money, and they got the U.S. government to take off those regulations. A senator admitted, quote, "I understand why Americans are angry, even disgusted." Do ya? Do ya?